I don't see how le training abasinike yona nalento esenza zihlangana.
I'm releasing you to go and protect our communities.
Breaking news. It's official. Premier Panyaza Lesufi has finally pulled the plug on the controversial Amapanyaza traffic wardens. The Gauteng Premier announced today that the traffic warden program will be scrapped, restructured and absorbed into existing provincial law enforcement units.
When in December we were designated to be peace officers, almost 400 of our wardens were given certificates to be peace wardens. And immediately after that, it was stopped, which simply means we have others that are peace wardens, others are not peace ward officers within the same unit. Thirdly, there's been exchange of correspondence from the National Commissioner of Police, the Provincial Commissioner of Police, citing limitations on the work and functions of the traffic wardens. And I convened the team and said, I don't want to operate in this environment because to fight crime, if you lose legitimacy, then there's no impact that will make. If you feel the unit is either under-resourced, is under-trained, is not recognized, it really places us in the hands of criminals. So we have a provincial...
And whether he admits it or not, this move looked like Lesufi finally taking the advice of General Mkhwanazi. For months, the Amapanyaza program has been at the center of national debate, praised by some for creating jobs and increasing visibility of law enforcement, but slammed by others for operating outside legal boundaries.
When we take over this Gauteng next year, all those people who are hired by Panyaza, Barigidi Panya Panya, we are going to expel all of them because they were not properly hired. Tell them your time is over. When you meet them in those oversized overalls, you must whisper in their ears. Upelile Baba.
One is what is currently happening in the Madlanga Commission. We have one general says the structure is illegal. We have another general that says the structure is legal.
Now, that comment raised eyebrows because we all remember General Mkhwanazi's testimony before Parliament's ad hoc committee. General Mkhwanazi didn't mince his words. He told Parliament that Premier Lesufi's Amapanyaza structure, though created with good intention, was illegal.
Example of it is when the Premier of Gauteng with a good intention to fight crime in the province of Gauteng, but they started a unit that by law should not exist. The Amapanyaza that is famous. I raised that at the POC. Then I said, this is illegal. It's against the law. The Premier must be advised. He's got good intentions, but it cannot be done. The law doesn't allow it. The very same senior managers in the police says, no, just leave the Premier alone. We like this proposal. The following POC, legal services came up with a presentation, and they argued the same thing that I argued. Legal services. They presented that which is done in Gauteng, it's against the law. It should not be allowed. So this was when there was an engagement at the executive authority between the minister and the Premier at the time. But already these members were trained, and they were said to be part of the provincial law enforcement structure. So my argument in the POC and the support from legal services was not taken serious at the POC. So they continue with the training. But because legal services had already taken note of it, they went to the minister and said, the minister, you cannot sign this off. It's against the law. Obvious, the Premier in Gauteng was not very pleased when the minister clearly didn't want to sign that. And as a result, to date, that unit, those group of members could not be incorporated into the Police Act as a result. So they are still there in Gauteng. I'm not sure whether they are enforcing the law or what they're doing in Gauteng, but legally they're not supposed to be there.
So, when Lesufi says one general says it's legal and another says it's illegal, he might not be naming names, but we know which general called it out first, and we can see whose advice Lesufi is now taking. The Premier has effectively dismantled the very structure Mkhwanazi warned about. This move could signal a new alignment between provincial leadership and the SAPS hierarchy, or simply a political reality check. Lesufi's decision shows that the criticism from within the policing community, especially from senior generals like Mkhwanazi, has finally hit home. And this isn't the only contradiction playing out behind the scenes. When ANC MP Honorable Nqola asked Minister of Police Senzo Mchunu about Premier Lesufi's request for a political killings task team for Gauteng, Mchunu admitted that he only heard about it through the media. He went further, saying the organized crime unit is already doing quite well and that there's no need for another team.
The Premier of Gauteng, Mr. Amapanyaza Lesufi,
Yes.
wants his own political killings task team in Gauteng. Are you going to give him?
Now, I've heard that through the media, but it's a case of the need for engagement because of the experience practically that we've acquired. That the unit, I believe, that the unit called organized crime, as demonstrated in the 3 cases,
Okay.
is quite effective. I wouldn't, in my engagement that I may have with Premier Panyaza, agree along those lines.
That's fine.
Thank
Thank
you
you very much.
That raises a serious question. Who really holds authority over policing operations in Gauteng? Is it the Premier or the National Minister? Because while Lesufi has been trying to create new provisional security initiatives, Mchunu seems to be drawing the line, saying hands off, we've got this covered. For now, Lesufi's decision to scrap Amapanyaza looks like a direct acknowledgement of the legal and operational flaws General Mkhwanazi highlighted on the ad hoc committee. Whether this is about cleaning up the system or avoiding another confrontation with the ad hoc committee, one thing's for sure, Lesufi has taken Mkhwanazi's advice and the Amapanyaza era is officially over. What do you think? Did Panyaza Lesufi do the right thing by disbanding Amapanyaza, or should he have fought to keep the program alive? Let's talk about it in the comments below. This is Heads Up SA, where we break down the stories behind the headlines. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more political breakdowns and investigate updates. Keep your heads up, SA.
That I honestly feel that they are going to preoccupy our time and make us to lose focus at the task at hand. One is what is currently happening in the Madlanga Commission. We have one general says the structure is illegal. We have another general that says the structure is legal. Secondly, we have piecemeal arrangements. When in December we were designated to be peace officers, almost 400 of our wardens were given certificates to be peace wardens. And immediately after that, it was stopped, which simply means we have others that are peace wardens, others are not peace ward officers within the same unit. Thirdly, there's been exchange of correspondence from the National Commissioner of Police, the Provincial Commissioner of Police, citing limitations on the work and functions of the traffic wardens. And I convened the team and said, I don't want to operate in this environment because to fight crime, if you lose legitimacy, then there's no impact that will make. If we feel the unit is either under-resourced, is under-trained, is not recognized, it really places us in the hands of criminals. So we have a provincial unit as a province. That's why you see them here in uniform. This is our unit that is legitimate, that have a constitutional mandate. Why not migrate the wardens into this unit that is doing the work already, rather than argue with people on the legitimacy and other things? So today we are announcing that they will cease to function in that format and be trained to join this unit, which is still under the control of the provincial government. But to do so